So for a good warm-up, we want to think about warming up our entire body. We want to kind of think about some mobility issues and working with exercises that are going to be in alignment with what we'll be doing in our workout. This is just a general warm-up. It only includes 4 exercises, but it's going to do a little bit of everything. It's going to warm up your entire body as well as work on a little bit of mobility work as well. So the first exercise we're going to start with is going to be a bear crawl. Now, I'm going to be going this way, which is a lot less room in my living room than going that way, but it's just for demonstration purposes. So you'll get into a tabletop position to start, and then push off from your toes to lift your knees off the ground just slightly. And we're going to be moving opposite arm and opposite leg for this. So if you're up in this position, you want to have a nice flat back. You don't want to overarch your back like this. You don't want to round your back like this. You keep in a flat, stable back, and then walking forward, opposite arm, opposite leg, and then you can walk backwards, opposite arm, opposite leg, continuing to keep the knees at this same distance from the ground. If you're a little more comfortable having your butt up in the air, a slightly higher, that's fine. You just want to keep the nice, flat, straight back. Next, we move on to a lying T-spine opener called a book opener. So we are focusing on opening our chest here, and our T-spine is the mid to upper part of our thoracic spine, and this exercise is going to help open that up, strengthen it, and add a little mobility to that, because a lot of exercises that we use require us to have a nice tall trunk, so this will help with that. So lie on your side with your arm underneath your head here, and then you're going to put your top leg up so that your knee is either in line or farther forward than your hip. You don't want to have your leg down here. We want to have it up pretty high. If it's more comfortable for you to have both of your knees up, that's totally fine, whichever one works for you. So we're going to do this, and then you'll bend your arm and put it behind your head like this, and then we are just rolling backwards to open up our chest here. We're not pushing off with this arm that's down here. We're just letting this hang out, and all of the movement is coming here from our chest and our upper back. Making sure to keep your hips aligned over each other. You're not having movement in your hips at all in this. The movement is strictly coming from your upper body. All right, then you would obviously move on to the other side, but I'm gonna just move on to the next exercise. And then we'll do a glute bridge. So you'll get down, lying on the ground with your knees up. You're going to make sure your upper back stays pressed into the ground in the glute bridge. You don't wanna come all the way up like this. You're gonna make sure your upper back stays pressed into the ground so that when you come up, you just create this nice straight line between your knees and your torso, really squeezing your butt to create the movement and squeezing at the top. If you feel like you are over engaging your quads in this exercise, you can place like a medicine ball or a foam roller or something in between your knees and squeeze that together, which will activate the muscles of your inner thighs, which connect to your glute muscles. So it'll help you engage your glute a little bit more if you feel that your quads are overpowering this movement. All right, final movement is a bird dog or a modified bird dog. So bird dog, you're gonna get into your tabletop position again. You wanna have your knees either right in line with your hips or just slightly forward. And a bird dog is traditionally done where your opposite arm and opposite leg move up like this. But a lot of times, you'll notice that your hips are shifting or you're wobbling around and there's not much stability. So a way that you can modify this is to just slide your leg along the floor, keep your foot on the floor, slide your arm along the ground and keep it on the ground, and then come back, sliding those in and out, keeping your core nice and tight. This is a great core exercise. Once again, you're keeping your back straight and flat here, focusing on not moving in your hips at all and just having the movement being in your limbs. And once you feel you can do this and keep a lot of stability and not overarch your back, you can start to lift off and then come back down. So like I said, that was a really quick warm up, but those are some great exercises that you can do before your at-home workouts. They're just going to generally warm up your body and add to your mobility routine.